The first etude in this set is called reverse parking. You might think that's a bit of an odd name, but when you see how this technique works and how it sounds like, I think you'll understand. This technique doesn't have an official name yet, so if you think of one, let me know, write it to me in post. I take snail mail. This technique involves placing your stick on top of the hi-hat before pulling the stick quickly down, like that. But while you do that, you release the pressure with your foot, and then quickly stamp it down again, creating this effect. So if you add a snare drum to the end of that, it sounds very much like a reverse cymbal into a snare drum. So practical use for this, you're playing a dance track, let's say, and someone sets it up, and to come in, 1, 2, 3, etc. So without further ado, here is Etude number 1, reverse parking. Right, let's try this again. Etude number 2, entitled Back It Up. Obviously, as drummers, typically you play with the tip ends up. Some rock guys will play with one butt end or both butt ends up, but you're still holding the stick like this. In this etude, what you get is you get regular sticks, tip up, held regularly, and then denoted by the alternate note heads, you get back sticking. So you flip the stick around like this, so not normal, backwards, and you hit the drum like that, so you can get some cool textures. That's normal, and here's back. It's a bit quieter, it's a bit articulate in a different way. It's very interesting. So without further ado, here is Etude number 2, Back It Up. Etude number 3 is called Crossroads, and it's so named because it employs a technique that I have dubbed the clap cross stick. Sounds like this. Essentially, you start your cross stick, a normal cross stick sounds like this. You start your cross stick up here, and then you just sort of raise it as you come down. You can, although this Etude doesn't, you can also add a third stroke. You can add a right hand stroke, just as a sort of shallow rim shot with your hand over the top of the snare drum for the natural cross stick. And you get that sort of additional muted stroke in, so when you put all three of them together, you get this really sort of wide, clap-like sound. Something like that. Etc. So without further ado, here is Etude number 3, Crossroads. Well, that's one down. The fourth Etude in this set is a work entitled Ensnared. You'll notice that my snare drum is currently upside down, inverted, and that's because this movement is played entirely with your two fingers, two pointer fingers, and that is so you can play both the snare side head and also just graze the snare wires, so you just to give you some different textural options. This movement also employs some pretty heavy use of hemiola and a bunch of other things to look out for. So without further ado, here is Etude number 4, entitled Ensnared. together. Etude number 5, Swish, requires some of these things. Now these are cymbal sizzles. I made these ones myself. You can make them out of just any length of thin enough chain from your local hardware store, and you just clasp them together into these shapes, and then you affix them to your cymbals like so. Notice I've removed the wing nut. They come in a few shapes. So I've got this ring one. The one I just put on has 2 tails. And then this one here just has the 1 tail. But they all produce a slightly different effect. They're very common, or their original purpose is to imitate jazz cymbals and the tradition of drilling rivets into actual cymbals, which is a very cool effect, but a little bit destructive for some people, including myself. And so these can be used to emulate that, and they produce this sound normally. So you know you can get your regular that sort of effect. But what happens when you put 3 of them on there, so you get something that's a little bit more dead, a little bit more interesting, let's say. But what you can also do with them, which is a really cool effect, and you have to check your cymbal sleeves are good before this, as I said in the front matter, you do have to check your cymbal sleeves, because you don't want to spin. Well, you'll see what we're about to do. It's a very subtle effect. Works really well in sort of chamber and small group settings, and where things are quite loud in the room that you're in. And for this work, we exploit that immensely, controlling how long the spins last and using them as a regular texture as well. So here is Etude 5 entitled Swish. Oh, and we finished where we started. Etude number 6 is entitled Hard Times. It's so named because it is a snare drum solo, essentially, but written for hardware. So the majority of the etude is played right under here on the down stem of the hi-hat stand, etc. And then the second part of the etude is played between the hi-hat stand and the ride cymbal stand, or whatever other stand you happen to be able to reach from where you're sitting. So please enjoy this final etude, Hard Times.